Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm back with another boxing prediction around. Well, this time, of course, the big fight of this next weekend is Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin. But before we get to that, or before I get to that, I will wanna talk about some other supporting fights, let's call them. Well, on the same card, first I will go to this American fight yeah, in wherever that is. Robeisy Ramirez versus Isaac Dogboe or Dogboe, somebody call him, I heard. So, yeah, this is gonna be, I guess, where it's gonna be. Let's see. In Tulsa. Wow, actually. So, yeah, I mean, this is a step up fight for Ramirez, who is he's just a really good, I mean, outstanding contender who is coming off his probably best victory so far. Sorry, just a second. Yeah, fuck that shit. Well, he did when he knocked out Abraham Nova. That was impressive, and also in his last fight, he stopped. A rather solid fighter, Jose Matias Romero, in 9 rounds. So, Robeisy is just a really exciting fighter to watch. Fast and aggressive, and he's got the power as well. So this is in the featherweight division, and he's fighting for the WBO featherweight vacant title. While Dogboe, he's also coming off a few victories that good ones. The last one against I don't know how his name is pronounced. Hoet, whatever, Gonzalez, which he won the WBO International title, which gave him the right to fight for this main WBO title, of course. So his only two losses previously came to the same guy, Emmanuel Navarrete. And in the last one, he was stopped in the last round. And Ramirez has only one loss. Yeah, which was very in his first fight. Yeah, but that he avenged. That was a split decision loss to Adan Gonzalez. He later defeated him by unanimous decision. All right, so yes, really exciting matchup. Both guys are known as good bangers. They got power. They got endurance. Yeah, I mean, Dogboe has stopped Jesse Magdaleno in the 11th round. That's how he won the WBO title. At Super Bantamweight, also stopped Hidenori Otake in 1 round in his only successful defense. So, has also beaten a few other good fighters. He is, as I said, yeah, he's a good banger who's a good puncher. Maybe not a devastating puncher, but yeah, I mean Ramirez definitely has shown, when he knocked out Abraham Nova, that he can, does have that big punch, the necessary punch to be considered a dangerous fighter, of course. And he's Cuban, so he's also got those skills, that Cubans usually have, of course. So, without further ado, what I expect is this will be, of course, a really hard, tough fight, close one, but I'll be surprised actually if Dogboe wins because Ramirez has the momentum at the moment, and he has also only 12 fights so far, while Dogboe has 26, so there's a big difference there. Ramirez is 5'5" and Dogboe is 5'4". So yeah, I mean, just I don't know really. It's possible, of course, that Dogboe can win, but he will have to put on his greatest, I mean, the best performance possible. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I expect Robeisy Ramirez to win, and maybe not by a knockout. Well, it's possible by a later maybe knockout stoppage, but I think I'll go for a points victory for Robeisy Ramirez, who is now becoming one of my favorite fighters actually. But that doesn't influence my my pick here. All right, my prediction. And then we can go to the big card on Saturday at the O2 Arena. Yes, baby. So yeah, first Fabio Wardley is fighting Michael Polite Coffie. What a name. Yeah, Wardley is really, I mean he's been nothing but impressive, and even in his last fight he got cut up pretty badly. And but he's shown that he can take punches. He can take punishment and just bounce back and end the fight pretty quickly. He has that sort of power, of course, and has got the speed, which is even more important because it's the speed that kills, what they say. Yeah, he really knows how to set up his punches well and land them perfectly well as well. And I don't see this guy, Polite Coffee. He's got 3 losses, 13 wins so far. He's, well, they are equal in height, but he looks like a heavier guy. Yeah, he's very heavy. But that will not help him. Nathan Gorman was just a little bit lighter than him, and he was just blown out in 3 rounds. So Fabio Wardley actually also the one guy before Chris Healy. He weighed 278 pounds, and Ethan Gorman 271, and Daniel March 266. So he's been taking some massive guys here, Fabio Wardley. But that's the thing, they are slow because they're so heavy, and he's not so heavy, so he's so much faster. So he's been weighing 235, 36, 38, to 40 in his last fight. Will probably coming around that same weight now. He's 28 years of age, so he's got 15 wins so far and only one by decision. I think I have high hopes for Fabio Wardley simply. As I don't think this fight will go further than 6 rounds, definitely. I don't think so. It will surprise me if it does. But I have, as I said, I really value Wardley highly. If whether he will reach the heights that he is capable of, that depends on himself. The focus, if he remains focused, and if he is managed right and trained right, of course. But I think he can. He definitely become a world champion. Yeah, he can. And he's a very exciting fighter. Enough about it. So he will knock out also Michael Polite Coffee. I don't see the stoppage coming before fourth round, maybe like so between 4 and 6 rounds. Yes. All right. There was another fight that is for a European middleweight title, but I don't want to go there because I don't really know these guys so well. Matteo Signani and Felix Cash. I know Felix Cash, but I haven't really watched him that many times to be a good judge. So we'll go to the main fight. Owen Campbell Hatton is fighting as well. Alright, Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin. It's a really interesting actually matchup on paper. Whether that the fight will turn out to be exciting or interesting, I hope so because Franklin. I thought frankly that he was robbed really badly against Dillian Whyte. I'd had him winning 9 rounds in that fight. So he's got very good skills, very good. He throws punches like, I have rarely seen a heavyweight that throws so many punches per round, and that also lands that many punches that he did against White. Actually, yeah. So he is a very busy fighter, and that of course he has to be because he doesn't have the power, to knock you out, without landing many punches. And yeah, what kind of makes me I would be worried if I was his trainer was that he against White he seemed to fade in the last two rounds. So this is where I see a possibility for Joshua to stop him at the end. Yeah. But not before the 10th round. I would be surprised if it happened earlier. Maybe Joshua should land some kind of big bomb and follow it up with a few more. Even though he hits hard, he's not Deontay Wilder, just one big right hand. That's it. He usually needs a few more. But yeah, I mean, I think Franklin will give him a really good stiff test and challenge that he needs now. But still, is not such a high risk fight for him, especially since Franklin doesn't have that power to knock him out. Um, yeah, I think Joshua will simply have to, put on a really good performance. If he just barely wins, by, just being slightly more active, then it will not be good for his future, because he needs to put on a good show here to, keep getting some big fights in future. And now that he has lost, three times, twice to Usyk, and all that has, of course, has damaged his career. But he can bounce back, if he now, impresses here and against Franklin, and if he chooses the right opponents. I mean, to fight Usyk once, first time was a mistake, but also to take the rematch was even a bigger mistake because Joshua is simply not the kind of fighter that can win against Usyk. No way. I mean, very few fighters, let's face it, very few fighters today are made that way that they can beat Usyk. He's that good, simply, and that tough. Doesn't help all the, everybody will say, oh, he's so much bigger, he hits harder. No, no, just put that aside. It doesn't hold any weight here. I mean, how can you win if you can't land on him? Fuck, for, you know, crying out loud. How can you knock him out? And even when you land, and yeah, you saw it, Joshua in the second fight landed several times with clean, hard punches. Nothing happened. He may have rattled Usyk slightly once or twice, but that was all. So I don't think even Wilder would have a much easier time. Well, anyway, but to come back to this main fight, yes, the thing with Franklin, he throws a lot of punches, so he should pace himself here because it's dangerous to gas late against a guy like Joshua. But I really don't see him winning this fight because he cannot knock out Joshua, not really. And even if he does win more rounds, which was the case against White, he will not get the decision. I mean, if he right now didn't get the deserved decision against somebody like White, who is much smaller in stature. I mean, you know, in popularity, than Joshua. I mean, how can he get that against that guy AJ, who is such a huge star in UK and everywhere. I mean, in UK he will always be. In the world, not as huge as he used to be, of course. But yes, so um, So, what can you say but that Joshua wins this fight? Whether he manages to stop Franklin or not, I'm not sure. If Franklin kind of punches himself out, especially then, yeah, I can see him stop Franklin. But Franklin is a much shorter guy, and that's why it won't be so easy to hit him with many clean punches. The same as with Usyk, So Joshua will have to really put on a great performance to score a knockout here. So yeah, I think maybe I would go for a points victory for Joshua or a stoppage in the championship rounds 11th or 12th. So that was that round. All right. Wow. Well, we got a few fights to look forward to anyway. Yeah, all right. So I'll be I'll come back next week, I think, with another prediction review. Until then, bye.